Good morning. My name is Samantha. Today we will be discussing self-advocacy. Self-advocacy has many aspects to it. When searching for a definition of self-advocacy, I always come across the definition of advocacy, which is seeking support for the rights of a person or a cause. With self-advocacy being an understanding of one's personal rights and seeking support and speaking up in an assertive manner to improve one's quality of life. Advocating for yourselves allows you to get the help that you need. There are a number of aspects to effective self-advocacy. Today we will touch upon a number of them. For starters, you need to believe in yourself, which can be referred to as self-esteem. Self-esteem is the confidence in one's own abilities and worth. At times, all people struggle with self-esteem. However, if you do not respect your worth or abilities, it will be hard to get others to do so. Another key aspect to being effective at self-advocacy is knowing your rights. Some of you may be in college, taking continuing education courses for work, seeking employment, or already employed but losing your vision and scared of what that will mean for your job security. The American with Disabilities Act, the ADA, prohibits discrimination on the basis of disability in employment, state and local government, public accommodations, commercial facilities, transportation, and telecommunication. It also applies to the United States Congress. There are a number of sections under the Americans with Disabilities Act. Title I, Employment, Title II, Public Transportation, Title III, Public Accommodations, and Title IV, Telecommunication Relay Services. Also Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act. The Rehabilitation Act prohibits discrimination on the basis of disability in programs conducted by federal agencies, in programs receiving federal financial assistance, in federal employment, and in the employment practices of federal contractors. Section 504 states that no qualified individual with a disability in the United States shall be excluded from, denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any program or activity that either receives federal financial assistance or is conducted by an executive agency or the United States Postal Service. Each federal agency has its own set of Section 504 regulations that apply to its own programs. Agencies that provide federal financial assistance also have Section 504 regulations covering entities that receive federal aid. Requirements common to these regulations include reasonable accommodation for employees with disabilities, program accessibility, effective communication with people who have hearing or vision disabilities, and accessible new construction and alterations. Each agency is responsible for enforcing its own regulations. We're not going to dive deep into these specifics today. You can access this information at ada.gov. If you need support with accessing the webpage, please contact us to schedule a session for computer instruction and/or assistive technology. The next tip for being effective when self-advocating for yourself is discussing your questions and concerns, stating what you have tried to do to solve the problem, and identifying and stating what you need from someone to help you solve the problem. There are multiple steps to problem solving. Step 1 of problem solving is identifying the problem, then brainstorming ideas, making a choice on which path to take, implementing that plan, then deciding if it worked, and continuing forward, or revisiting your possible solutions. These steps should be part of your process when you are developing points for your cause. We are going to spend some time discussing some of the daily struggles you may have because of your visual impairment and discussing the questions and concerns you have, stating what you have tried to do to solve the problem, and coming up with a plan for identifying and stating what you need from someone to help you solve the problem. Does anyone have an example they would like to share? There is no struggle or problem too big or too small. So we've identified a problem. Now you have to identify all aspects involved, then prioritize those factors and identify what you can accomplish independently, then what kind of support you need and how much. Once this is identified, you need to express these needs. There are different approaches when expressing your needs. One can be aggressive, passive, or one can be assertive. In order to be effective in expressing your needs, it is best to be assertive. Assertive means having or showing a confident and forceful personality. An assertive person expresses themselves in a respectful manner, stands tall, makes eye contact, and makes reasonable requests clearly. For some, this may take practice. Despite how clearly and respectfully you express your needs, there is always a chance for a misunderstanding. At this point, one cannot revert to an aggressive or passive approach. You need to remain assertive to clear up the misunderstanding. Do not blame the other party, but resume part of the responsibility. In addition, take note of what could have caused the misunderstanding to plan to be prepared so that it does not happen again in the future. Let's take all the tips we've discussed this far and put them into practice. You are told by your family, assisted living facility, or roommate that you are not allowed or able to do laundry. When you hear this, how does it make you feel? It can make you feel angry, can make you feel upset, and it can lower your self-esteem. It's that step one of believing in yourself that you can do something that's going to jumpstart your advocating for yourself. In this case, presenting your ability to complete your own laundry tasks. So then the next step is identifying the necessary steps for doing your own laundry. You need to be able to turn the machine on and choose the appropriate settings. Are you going to sort your clothes by color? How long do you have to use the dryer for? What are you going to do to identify the laundry detergent from the fabric softener from the bleach? Do you care about the brand of laundry detergent? Do you have the funds for the brand? Can you manipulate the laundry detergent bottle when it's full, or do you need to use a smaller container? Can you measure the liquid? If so, how? Or what tools or adaptations will this take? There are more aspects when it comes to doing your laundry, but for time's sake, these are a number of steps. These are aspects of the task that need to be ironed out. Once you have analyzed the task, you need to identify what support you need and how much. For example, will you only need support to label the machine? Do you need help only with measuring the liquid? Or will you need support the whole task but want to be involved in the process? Once you identify these things and you can do independently and the things that you will need supports with and how much support, you need to identify who is going to be the person to give you that support. This is when your assertive manner comes into play. Being assertive looks like going to your family, friend, nurse, etc. with a plan and working with them to get the support you need. For example, if you go to your person and say, I need to do my own laundry, label the washer machine now, you treat me like a baby and I'm sick of it, you're showing aggression and most likely will not get the outcome you want. If your person tells you, maybe in a few weeks we can think about you doing your own laundry because his or her reservations in your abilities, and you respond, okay, then leave it go. You're being passive and not advocating for your rights either. But if you present your case to a person at an appropriate time and said something along the lines of, I know I can do my own laundry with the laundry machine and dryer tactually labeled, I have found bump dots on the internet that can be helpful for me. I have already labeled the laundry detergent, bleach, and fabric softener in a way that I can use them to make it functional. I will need some help labeling the machines. When would be a good time for you to help me in the next week? Always thank someone for their time also. I'm sure some of you are thinking of more scenarios or aspects involved in a laundry task, but this is just an example of how you can be self-advocating for yourself in everyday life. It's not only the big tasks like obtaining a job, but the small everyday tasks that make us feel self-worth and improve our quality life that need to be advocated for as well. So as mentioned earlier, self-advocating is not a simple task, but it is doable. Remember, you need to believe in yourself, take the time to evaluate situations, know your rights, dissect and prioritize all possible aspects of the cause, problem solve, and present your cause in an assertive manner. Self-advocating for yourself in your everyday life is important. Whether you get the outcome you want immediately or you fight for your rights over time, you will build your quality of life. Self-advocacy begins with you. For joining me today. If you have any questions about this presentation or would like to sign up for virtual classes or our additional virtual opportunities, please call us at 843-723-6915 or email us at info@abvisc.org. Check out our website at www.abvisc.org for our latest news.